Hey, welcome everyone to another POS. Will this be the last one before the new year? Probably not, but probably maybe. Who knows? With me as always, but for the first time being called this, the Tiger Woods of comedy, Bobby Tamburo.
Yeah.
Why are you an Asian black man?
No, it's because everybody thinks I have tens, but really I'm fucking Perkins waitresses.
Everyone thinks you have tens?
Everyone.
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 Yeah, dude. Call up Gaddafi.
Omar?
Yeah. Remember what happened to him?
Yeah, but he didn't know you and your tens.
No, he did. He was like, God, the only person who's even cooler than me is Bobby. He has tens.
Bobby Gaddafi?
No, Tamburo.
No, but that'd be a good rap.
Which
name.
is
Bobby
spelled
Gaddafi?
Tamburro. So if you were going to make like a flyer for something and then tag me on Twitter where it's my name like that, you probably should spell it the right way.
I'm not even going to get involved in that because at least your name has a way to spell it wrong with the two R's. If you're writing my name like the wheat, fuck you. I get that way too much for a guy doing this 15 years. I have people literally message me on Facebook where they had to read my name, Pat Oates, every time they fucking message me and then make the flyer and then spell it wrong. Like every time, we've never verbally spoken. You've only read my name ever. That's all you've done is read my fucking name and then you read it wrong. Now, you could read it wrong. Like there was a kid on my show a couple months ago and his name is Elliot. And I didn't realize I looked quickly. There's two T's and two L's. I did two L's and one T. But then he was just like, oh, hey, if you don't mind. And I switched it. But that's a quick fix. I mean, that's also like, oh, shit, my bad. I should have read it quicker. Two R's in your name, I can kind of let go. But still, They should look at it. But, motherfucker.
What if they spelled your last name OHTS? Like, just not even using the right letters.
Oh, yeah. I'd like that.
There's a U in my name. If you spell it with two O's and an R, you're wrong.
Right. I haven't had OHTS like you said, but I've had Gates.
That's funny.
Which is better because that means they never heard of it. Did they book me without ever hearing of me? Like you never heard my name said, but somehow you're booking me, but now you think my name is Pat Gates, and the O and G aren't near each other. I mean, I'm the OG, but the O and G are not near each other.
Or there's some other super bass comedian out there goes by Pat Gates. He's also bald and has that deep bassy voice.
Well, to be fair, I mean the bassy voice thing isn't there, but the bald with glasses and a goatee, it is the fucking cosplay of like I'm a stand-up comic. If you're gonna dress up like when I wear flannels on stage, you would dress up like me and go, I have opinions.
Yeah, that is pretty much what I would do.
That's basically what you would be. But besides spelling, how are you?
I'm all right, man. How about you?
I'm doing great. Do you know a show called what the fuck's 60 Days In?
Yeah.
Have you seen this before?
Yep.
I was unaware. I was hanging out with somebody, and I guess like on the Samsung TV, they just have like a channel dedicated to just that show. And man, that show, people don't know, morons. No, I get reality shows. I especially get Survivor, Big Brother, Amazing, whatever new ones. I get all those because there is a big old cash prize. You know what I mean? I understand big old cash prize. Especially if you're married and you have kids, it's a way to get away from your family to pretend like you're doing something good for your family. It's what I mean? It's a double-edged sword in a good way. I can leave my wife and kids but justify it because, honey, we'll have a better life if I get away from you. And I can even understand for someone who used to be married, leaving someone to go to jail.
Yeah, 100%.
Holy shit, that 1,000,000%. But what I don't understand about this show is these people volunteer to go into a prison. Now, once you come back here, Bobby, I'm going to need your help for 1 second. I'll explain this first. They go into a prison. Take your time. Do your thing. You're good. 60 days. So, Bobby, do you know? I don't know. I had to try to explain to me the difference between, I guess, where they go. Because it's like, it's not like prison. It's not like prison where they're there forever. But they go. It's like a jail. I guess it's like holding till they go to court, but it's also a jail.
So there's like jail and then there's prison.
Okay. What's
so jail is where you go for like holding or if you have a shorter sentence. I think prison's where you go if you're like a bad boy.
But they're both still on your record. They're both still not good. One's not camp.
No, but like if you got a DUI for a weekend, you're going to jail. If you get vehicular manslaughter while you get a DUI, you're going to prison.
Because when you watch this show, there are a couple people who've been there for a long time. But then again, when you're watching court cases on TV or reading about a court case, they'll be like, this case will be tried again in, 2025. And you're like, okay, I guess those guys sit there till 2025 if they've been bad enough where they can't be in society, but they're not going to jail, prison. So they go to jail in that thing. I guess that can be long term. But for the most part,
Something like that, yeah.
these seem to be a little bit less than a year probably for most of these people. But these morons, they volunteer. They're doing this for like research, they say, like or like at least help the wardens or the people understand what's going on, having spies go in and all this, which was funny because they literally could just, when you watch the show and there's cameras everywhere, they could just watch the camera. Like they don't need anyone to be a plant. Like when you watch it, you're like, these bad guys would beat people up still. They would still do drugs. They would still do all the awful things they do. And you can just see it on camera.
Yeah, you could even still have a confessional booth where they go in and tell you what they're about to do. You could have literally the same show without risking the cops' lives.
Well, it's nice that you say cops. Maybe an episode out of the 2 seasons I watched is a cop. A lot of them are not cops. A lot of them are like one guy was there because his dad went to jail and his grandfather went to jail and he wanted to know what their life was like. This motherfucker who didn't get in trouble decided to put himself. A woman did it because she was tired of her husband acting the way he did in life because he had gone to jail for 10 years before they got married. And she's like, well, since he's always complaining about life in jail, maybe I should go for 60 days. And then other people are doing it just to help society. And I looked it up going, okay, if they're doing this shit, what's the pay? It's got to be fucking something big to go. Bobby, if you were going to go, and obviously you know how TV works, they don't know how many episodes they're going to do till it's over and they edit and they split it. But I guess they're breaking down the pay in episodes. But they don't know how many. But let's just say I told you I'm going to pay you X amount per episode to be in jail, and you have to do the 60 days really to get the full money that you're going to get with the math, but you could make less episodes. But let's say you're going to be in every episode, and there's 12 episodes, okay? Well, just even number, 10 episodes. How much money per episode, so in other words, how much money overall, but do the math, would you need to literally go to jail, just so people watching know, have only the warden in charge know that you're in there, and all the other COs don't know that you're a spy guy or whatever. No one else has your back. You can be beat up, smacked. They can't do shit. You can actually get in more trouble if you fuck around and get arrested and get more time because these guys don't know. I mean, they could get flagged in, but they could cause a lot of problems. How much money? Be away from your family, everything, not eat shit in front of people with your legs open, all that. How much money would it cost? You have to take in an episode to do this.
Probably $10K an episode.
That sounds reasonable. I think. I mean, very much. To me, I almost think that when you add it up and say $100,000, when you realize that's like third place on some reality shows that do way less, that sounds beyond reasonable.
Yeah. Alternatively, if I could just commit the crime I want to and then get out after 60 days, I would take that as well.
Right.
I often think about the cost of going to prison.
Right.
If you got rid of that, I'd spend a lot of time there.
Yeah. You were more than half over. They get $3,000 an episode. So
I guess
there might be
like
12
a yearly
episodes.
Salary.
But there might be 12 episodes. Yeah, but you're not even getting a good and that's before taxes. You know what I mean? And you're not turning this into anything.
Wait, you have to pay taxes in prison?
You have to pay taxes when you're paid. They're not paid in prison. They're paid afterwards. So they get out and then they get paid.
Your Honor, I'm pretty sure I was in prison. I don't have to pay those taxes.
I'm pretty sure you were. I saw a fake prison. You have nothing on your record. Like they wipe it right away. Like they take away your one chance of getting whatever.
Damn.
But yeah, it's like, so you're making no money as it is. You're living a terrible life. And to survive, you kind of have to act like a criminal, which is even wilder. Like there was one woman I watched where she said to them, she goes, well, obviously I had to do drugs with them because if I didn't do drugs with them, they would have been suspicious. And she's right. But they're like, yeah, we were kind of hoping you would be of clear mind the entire time you're playing our spy. But I guess we kind of get that you did that. They don't take it away or anything. But you can also bail out at any time. And if you bail out, you just get paid for the episodes they put you on. So they are in control. Once you bail, they're kind of in control of what they do. They're probably better off to just make one episode about you and get you the fuck out and just throw you $3K than even give you $6K or $9K, which is fucking wild. And on top of that, I know it's not on your record, but you're on TV in jail, being around crazy. If I'm hiring someone, I'm like, so you mean at any point you might tell me you can't work for 60 days because you might go do in jail too? Like, you already are a flight risk of a job. Like, you're telling me you're such a lunatic that you're like, I'd rather not work and just take off and be in prison.
Think back on your time at Big Lots.
Yeah.
And a lot of the managers there.
Funny, real quick. I was watching
on...
with somebody. When I was watching this with somebody, everything I was watching, I was relating it to. Like, I literally was doing what you're saying. It felt just like, I know you would do say the dicks. You really do relate retail to jail.
Exactly, but even I was gonna say the hiring manager. If you were like, what's the 60-day gap in your resume, and you hit them with, I was on 60 days in, they'd be like, oh shit, what season? I was on this one. You're like, no, I wasn't an actor. I was in prison.
Yeah, and that was another thing. Like, talking about recognition. So I'm watching this, and they do it. I watched one that was in Atlanta. I forget what the other one was. But most people are getting arrested are from Atlanta or go to Atlanta. You're not from somewhere else for the most part, especially in a jail. In a prison, they might ship you around. But in a jail, they're kind of keeping you close for court dates or whatever. And when I watched the episode that was in Atlanta, or the season was in Atlanta, everybody but one person was from that area. Not only in their bio or their fake story, which was weird, crazy too. You have to remember a fake story while you're terrified, which is got to be very hard to do because you are legitimately terrified. You can say what you want. You're on a show. I don't care if you are told, hey, it's kind of fake. Don't worry, it's safe. Somebody's gonna want to fucking be a star. In this day and age, some young kid is like, even thinks you're a guy that's fake or whatever. He's gonna punch you in the head because he'll get good clout for doing it.
Who's gonna be that guy that wants to be a star, Pat? Me. I've got 60 days with cameras in my face. I'm leaving a goddamn Theo Vaughn, okay? Yeah. I'm gonna walk in the first day and find the biggest motherfucker and go, hey, fuck me in the ass. And he's gonna go, what? And I'm gonna be the confusing him, man. I'm crazy, motherfucker.
Yeah, here's lube. Be gentle. Like, what? Like, be a lover.
Yeah.
Me, but with love.
I'm gonna make you my bitch with my asshole. What?
Force me to love you.
Yeah, I'm gonna force you to love me.
But like, they do all this shit, but I'm like, how do they? What if they know someone? Like, one guy was like a youth counselor. Kind of plays a role in the job of the young guys going to jail. There's a way they might not know you well, but they might know you because maybe you saved one of their friends or did something. You could get recognized, then be fucked.
Yeah, especially if you're a youth counselor and they just assume why you're in prison.
Well, they don't tell them that. Believe me, the last thing they're going to say is, I was the youth counselor. They're like, all right, we're going to deal with you now. Like, They don't tell. Their backstories are something different, but they fuck with their backstories. They can be messed up. But it's like, what? They don't get anything out of it afterward. Like, yeah, they show that when they're done, they're like, oh, now I'm teaching kids at a college not to go to jail, or I'm doing this, I'll be another season. But, like, I think if you want to help out people in prison, you do this show. I'm not saying don't do the show. I'm saying do the show. But when it's over and these guys are on parole, as a TV executive, you should be able to go in there and go, listen, warden, if you let me talk to your people and then maybe like help, wink, wink, get these guys out instead of like keeping them a little longer, I can make a nice donation to the prison or whatever, your ball or your football game, whatever you need to have with your longest yard thing. I'll give you that, but let me talk to them. And then take the guy who was running the yard, if you will. Take the guy who got his ass kicked the whole time. The one guy who had a drug problem going and came out. And then talk to all of them about building their social media and their YouTube presence. You know how much money you can make off a guy who teaches you how to make a shiv out of soap or how to brush your teeth with all you got your foot? Like, all that shit. I would watch that TikTok all fucking day. And then you take another guy, and he can do videos about, like, being out when he was in, influencing people. There can be a good guy for the religious people. Like, I found Jesus. You take another one. It's like, I'm still hood as fuck.
in my butt.
Right. I still live the jail life at home. And he's got a cot and he shits in the living room.
Dude, there are some of these accounts that are going viral, so you're onto something.
Right.
My favorite ones, they do how to cook food in prison. So they teach you how to make different meals using like, all right, so the first thing you're going to do is find the smoke detector, crack that open, use the wires. That's how you make heat. And like they teach you step by step. It's awesome.
When I was watching this thing, they would do in between like the commercials, they would do like prison tips, like how to do your makeup if you're in lady prison. And they would take like some coffee, the grinds. They would take that, mix it with, I want to say it was Skittles or something. So you put it into a paste and you rub it on your cheeks and it gets a nice glare there. And how to do the lipstick and all this shit. And they also had like what your toothbrush and toothpaste are good for, all your dental's good for besides brushing your teeth. Like the floss is how you hang your clothes. The floss is also good for sewing shit up when you need to. Also probably killing yourself. I was shocked they were allowed floss, to be honest with you. Yeah. But again, it was jail. I guess they had lots of cameras on. With. Yeah, but the toothbrush is good for cleaning off your shoes because you have your white kicks and you want to. But then again, the one I watched, they didn't wear shoes. They just had flip flops on. That would be my hell. My worst thing in prison would be having to not wear shoes.
Okay, I'm just saying. I know I haven't only been in prison for 30 days, but it seems like Jeffrey in particular, they shouldn't have left alone. All right, they had him on watch, and the guards said they were asleep, but I heard him doing the rounds. I heard a struggle from that cell. I'm just saying, somebody was in there with Epstein. Yes. That would be me on 60 days in.
Right, but you don't get a good confessional like that. They'll edit you out if you say anything like fun, like Epstein. They'll just, you know what I mean? That's not a good
Inmate Bobby Tamburo was shanked to death 19 times.
I like when but there's weird rules there. Like, they're in this little room. They don't get any sunlight, whatever. I mean, not that I know anything about jail, but like, it reminded me of when you and I and who was on? Barb was on our podcast, and we talked about you guys living in prison and making it. And one thing you guys were saying were the working out and all. But when I watched that's prison. That's like, okay, they meant prison, because jail, I learned here watching this, there's no going to work out. You're in there for like 20 of the hours a day. And then like 4 of the hours you're like walking around with a friend. But like sometimes you'll be locked in the room by yourself for 20 hours. There's no, besides maybe push-ups, but there's really no room. And the room stinks so much. The last thing you want to do is sweat and add to the stink because you're barely showering. So they weren't getting stronger or smarter. They were just stewing. So it's like you can't really do much. But when they were going to fight, they would always walk around in circles for like one guy be like, I'm going to fuck you up. You going to fuck with me? You don't fuck with me. But they wouldn't do eye to eye. They would walk around in circles around the tables and kind of yell, but not really yell. And then finally go, all right, get behind the stairs. But there was cameras behind it. They thought, I guess, maybe they thought it was a better place to fight. Maybe you don't want to ruin the tables. But it wasn't avoiding cops seeing you. The cops just didn't care or come in as 5 guys would jump one guy. One guy goes, it's my birthday. Who's going to fuck me up? And then 5 guys beat his ass. But he wasn't like, thanks. Clip. Yeah, he wasn't. I was like, what? That's the worst birthday.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. Also, like, I think the camera thing has to do, I learned this on the British one, so the cops don't have access to the film's cameras. Right. So, like, there was a cell designated for fighting because none of the guards could see it. But the camera crew was like, oh, I bet we should put a camera in here, and just didn't give it to the prison. It's like, what the fuck? You're just letting some dude get beat to death while you're watching it live?
It is wild. Yeah, that, and also, because you said at the beginning, but so people watching understand, it is wild how they get around this, because it's so normal for prisoners to think like, oh, it's a documentary. So it's white people shit. They're doing a doc. So they tell them we're doing a documentary on tough life. So therefore, saying that like the hardest prison, and then when they say that, what are young thugs gonna do? Lean in. Yeah, I run this shit. It's the hardest place. You can fuck with me. And there, one guy was great where I think it was like Dewan or Deshaun or something, and he goes right when they're still checking him in. He's not even in the fucking jumper yet. They're fucking putting him there. He looks into the camera because they told him there's cameras there, and he goes, I snuck marijuana in my asshole. And he did it. They showed a minute later inside there, and he's just holding the bag. And he goes, all you do is you put it in your ass, and when they go to search your cheeks, you're holding your clothes, so you take it out of your cheeks quick, and you put that wrapped up in your shirt. And then they look at your cheeks, it's not there. And then when they turn back, you put it back in your ass. I go, this guy's put a lot of things in his asshole. Because I started thinking about the math and the moves. Like, that'd be too much. I would be fumbling.
Yeah, he's practiced.
Like, it's not your
he's
first.
He's put 10,000 hours of putting weed in his butt.
You got You know the rules. You become the best with the 10,000
Malcolm
hours
Gladwell, baby.
But also, is the bag lubed? Because a Ziploc bag feels like it'd be a little rough.
Yeah, no, it's going to be rough, but it's going to be less rough than a dude shoving his dick in forcibly. Like, that weed's going to get you some favors. You know?
Or they're going to take the weed, then fuck you. Like, sometimes, I don't think they have to always live up to their deals. That's the other thing about prison. You don't have to be honest.
Not, maybe in your, what do they call it? Tenement? Like the whole
They call it
thing
a pod.
Pod, yeah. Maybe in your pod that's how they play, but Pad, in my pod where I'm the king, okay, I'm the alpha, you're going to follow the rules.
Yeah. But the rules are your rules.
Yeah, because I'm the alpha.
Right. So therefore, it's not always fair. You're the alpha, so the rules apply to everybody unless you need the rules to be different for you. So the same thing. If you want that weed and still want to fuck that guy's sweet, sweet cheeks, you're going to do both.
I'd be very much a King Solomon type in my pod.
You give me the top half?
They'd be like, yo, he's fucking my bitch. I'm fucking his bitch. And be like, we're going to cut the bitch in half. And whichever one says no.
Once again, I think you are doing the prison. In jail, you're not at the point where you're fucking a guy. Like, in jail, you're just waiting 69 days. Nobody was fucking him. If one guy came in and just started yelling out his first day, he goes, I'm Jamaican, and I'm gay, and I have a sweet pussy, and I'm going to fuck your face. And they're all like, shut up. One guy goes, we don't do homosexual stuff here.
Yeah, that guy's in my pod.
Yep. All of them were like, and we agree.
Hey, buddy, would you like to be first lieutenant of Bobby's pod? Because that's my only stance. I don't really care about the murder and shit, just no gay stuff.
Yeah, they were like, we'll beat your ass, but we'll also play chess with you the next day, but we're not going to have sex with you.
I'm not going to hold your hand. We could squash the beef. I'm not shaking your hand. Now, how are you going to explain having sex with a man?
You explain it, not me. I'm busy doing it. My actions speak louder than my words. And my actions are fucking your butt. One guy was like, I don't like that they got cameras looking at me when I'm laying in bed jerking off. And he just took his shirt and threw it over the camera, and then he got put in like solitary for a day. But the guy he was with was one of the plants. And they asked him after, like, why didn't you stop him? He goes, might have been a little suspicious. I was like, oh, make sure they can see you when you jerk off. Like, so no, I was leaning in. And also, I don't like that idea either. So he was like, fine. One guy actually about 10 days, I think, forgot he was on a show. And he was just like ready to join a gang. I'm like, all right, dude. Like, what are you doing?
That's nuts.
But the best are the women. Because the women, there was one cell where there was 5 women in there. And every night, one white lady was pissed. She was a plant. And she was like, I don't get any sleep. Because my cell, the women think it's a nightclub. They just get fucked up and they party all night long. Now, their idea of fucked up and partying, they make this shit called Whip It. But it's not the Whip It we know of, like, you know, from Nitrous.
From fun.
They take a cup and they put in whatever crushed tabs they get. Like, if they get, like, oxys from someone. Because people will go get their medicine and then do the cuckoo's nest thing where they pocket it in the cheek. And then they take it out, and then they'll trade it to somebody for commissary. They'll take that pill, whatever else, and then crush it up. One girl was actually hooking up with a guy who's a prisoner, but he has access to shit. And she's been hooking up with him, and then trades for like little, you know, kisses and shit, whatever, for 2 seconds. He will give her like a pill he stole from somewhere. But they would take that stuff and crush it up, and then to make it taste good, they would take a little bit of liquid if they had water, whatever. They would take Jolly Ranchers and then like coffee and then like candy and mush that into a paste and mix it all together, and they would all take sips, and that would get you fucked up. And then they play a game called Truth or Dare Poker. I think it was just like whatever card you got, you're like, oh, 8, okay, now you gotta tell me what to do. And one lady right away just goes, we all gonna get naked and dance around. So they take all their shit, these big fat black ladies, this one white whore.
Yes.
And they just like dance around. And then one white woman's like, I don't like drinking, I don't like drugs, and I don't like this.
Then get the fuck out of prison, bitch.
Yeah, well, she was a
It
plant.
ain't for you, yeah.
And they were all like, well, fuck you, this is fun. And I was watching it with somebody, and I'm like, I hate to say it. If I knew I had to do 60 days, it sounds exhausting to watch, but if I'm there, I'd rather kill time this way let's do drugs. Let's fucking naked dance. Let's have a good fucking time. At least you're building up. No one's gonna hate you. And one lady even goes, you know what we do in here? We eat pussy and we bite titties. And they all like looked at this one white
I think
girl.
I sent that text last night.
I know, dude. Wrong number. It's like, stop texting me like that.
When'd you start working at Perkins?
That's what I do. I'm a 10, bitch. That's why it's the wrong
Nope.
number.
Nope.
Fuck you. It's the wrong number. I'm a motherfucking 10. But
I'm just gonna say I've seen several Perkins waitresses with not only your look but your voice.
and my dick. It's like, so they're one. That one lady was like, there was this white girl who was kind of cute. And they always would just like, she would just always be laying on a bed like, with just underwear and a t-shirt on. And they would always just point to her and then say some lewd shit. I know the cameras are up, but like they were implying, this is the thing we eat. Like, the four black ladies, like, we fuck this shit. And then like a minute later, they're all holding hands praying. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I get it. You're trying to find ways to kill time, but you can't rape and pray.
Wasn't there that comedian?
Who raped and prayed?
Yeah.
The Cosby Pray?
No, different comedian.
Oh, did
This was
Crystalia
before-
pray?
A different comedian. This was one of these dudes who like had a real clean act. It was a clean reputation. Did all these colleges.
Oh, that guy! Fuck
eventually,
yeah! I forget his name. Shit.
He
Yeah.
would like fuck him in the ass and then make him pray with him afterwards because he felt so guilty.
I forgot about that guy. Yeah.
A lot of women didn't. A lot of women will
women-
never forget about
No.
that guy.
They are. He is their 9/11. Never forget. But it's like, I like that they would pray and then fuck and then like do drugs and then like also get. But the best part of the women is they talk good shit. Black women talk the best shit of all people. You know what I mean? Black men are good at it. Like one of the guys who was a plant came back after when he got out and visited one kid that he felt bad for. He got put back in the system again. He's probably risking some shit by doing it, but he wanted to visit him. Obviously for TV, but also he wanted to be like, hey man, someone does believe in you. You're 19, stop going to jail, whatever. And the black kid sees the white guy and just goes, motherfucker, you look sharp. You look like you just came out of K Jewelers. And I don't know why, but I love that was because in the hood, that would be like your fancy jewelry store. But he just said, he meant you look like the best. To us, that'd be like, fuck you.
Every kiss begins with KKK, motherfucker. You look
Hey.
good.
But the black one woman, the plant was in there. And one lady goes, "Oh man, I think she fucking informant." You're like, why do you think that? She goes, "Yo, she's in for robbery. She's supposed to be stole money with theft, credit cards." And they're like, "Yeah." Well, doesn't add up. She goes, "Why she got an $8.99 wig on? Why she got money? Why wouldn't you buy a better fucking wig?" It was like, whoa, crazy jail logic. You know what I mean? Like not only shitting at, but like kind of right. And one lady goes, well, why didn't they? Maybe they seized her money. And she goes, she said she's been doing it a while. She a lifetimer. They ain't their first rodeo. You buy a better wig than that $8.99. Like she wouldn't stop calling it the $8.99 synthetic. And even when she walked in, she goes, cheap ass wig. Shut the fuck up. And then the fat black lady goes, I was bullied my whole life, and now even in jail, it's like, yeah. Did you think
of
jail
course
was gonna
jail.
be more fun?
Where do you think the bullies went?
Jail. That's
Yeah.
where they go.
That's the career path.
Yeah. I thought they'd be nicer here in jail.
Damn, all these sweet people were locked up. I don't know why that happened. I will say, dude, I think I should go to a women's prison. Doing drugs, eating pussy, and praying. That's pretty much my life.
Yeah, well, a former guest of ours, Ben Ortiz, that's what he's been trying to do, but they ignore him.
I messaged our good friend Ben Ortiz.
He messaged me a couple fucking times. Told me he has a headlining gig coming up.
Oh, well, good for him. He messaged me at
Who's booking
10:38
that
at night.
shit?
Probably the prison. He messaged me 10:38. I can't sleep, Bobby.
It's 10:38.
Yeah, I responded with, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah, this isn't the role. You You two don't even have, at least I've had to deal with it for years in Connecticut. You met him through a podcast. You've never actually met him. You don't have anything besides the podcasting and possibly comedy talk if you wanted it. You don't have, I can't sleep, Bobby. What do I, but also I know, he tells me, he didn't tell me, but people tell me, he copies and pastes a lot of people. So you must be on the group of people that he thinks are caring enough to care about his sleep, because I don't get those anymore. I used to get all those, and now I just get comedy shit and how come hookers don't answer my texts.
You're probably on a list.
I messaged me a bunch recently where I don't respond anymore. Let me find this. And it's all just weird questions, but nothing like, not like used to be that crazier. I think he just, but if I don't.
Hey, Pat, quick question. If I say I'm a tranny and do 60 days in, will I get to see my friends in women's prison?
Okay, and the answer is no. I know the answer to that one. I unfriended him and like blocked him a while back, but then I friended him back. I friended him back, but I unblocked him, and he found out right away. So since May 23rd, I have not responded to anything he sent me. So everything I'm reading to you, there is no response. It's just him writing to me moving forward. May 23rd, ready? Bobby, maybe he couldn't sleep that one day, but this day he did not want to sleep. 4:54 a.m. Okay, wild time. And it says, I figured out the name for your first comedy album. Ben Ortiz, Prostitutes and Pancakes. And
okay, that's a good album.
Okay, but he worded it. You remember, he wrote it to me.
No, I heard how he worded it.
Why would my album be called Ben Ortiz, Prostitutes and Pancakes?
Can I dare to ask why wouldn't it be called Ben Ortiz, Prostitutes and Pancakes? Because I'm gonna be pissed if that's not what we're recording here.
We might be. I'll have my name on it too, but if we called it Ben Ortiz.
Pat Oates does Ben Ortiz, Pancakes, and
Prostitutes and Pancakes. And then it looks like, so at 5:10 a.m., so about 20 minutes later, Danny Douchebag sent me this message. So there's a guy out of Rhode Island who calls himself Danny Douchebag.
Oh, I thought this was like Ben's trash talk. I was like, all right, I like it, Ben.
No, it's a comic that, Lucy, I guess he told Ben to call his thing Prostitutes and Pancakes. But he did explain it 20 minutes later. Now, I don't respond to either of those. 2 days later at 10:33 p.m., Pat, I quit comedy. It's too hard.
Who did he tell?
Well, every time he texts me that, like at least once a year, I always go, you can't quit something you never got paid for. And he doesn't respond. Okay, that was May 25th, I said, right? So the next time he texted me was November 7th. So it was a nice break, and I was feeling good. Pat, open mic in New Haven canceled. What a bummer. I don't know what he was talking about. I don't know what open mic. There's a couple in New Haven. I didn't know what he was saying. I didn't respond. November 17th. Ed Seward got best set of the night. He won $50. Now, Ed Seward, I think I've talked about him on the podcast before. He does Frank Springer show I do once in a while. He's like in his 60s, and we don't know if he's retarded or not. And that's been a running thing for about 15 years. He goes, oh, hey, I got a joke for you. Go to the beach and the potato, it goes in the front of your pants. Ah, like but he doesn't do the detail. He doesn't do the details where you're supposed to hear the joke. He just yells that, and he goes, "You guys like Family Guy?" And the crowd's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I'm Stewie." Ah.
Dude, this guy's killing.
Oh, if you're a comic, you're dying, and if you know who he is, you laugh. But if not, you feel like a guy's dying up there. So I guess Ben did a contest where Ben and this guy were in it. And Ben lost to that guy. Edward Seward got the best set of the night. He won $50. Next question. Next thing. I lost. Right after that, he got better. The guy's been doing it 15 years. He's never gotten better. But Ben couldn't take that he lost. Ben has to be like, that guy got good.
Hey, man, it happens to the best of us. Sometimes those clowns come up.
So that was November 17th. November 21st, he goes, How is John Kalish doing? John Kalish is the guy who owned Joker's Wild, the place I ran, when it first opened, and he's the guy who got fired from there, even though, because he said he owned it, but he really only owned the name, but not the building, and the guy who owned the building was tired of not getting paid and fired him and then made me in charge. So last time I saw John Kalish was when he called me on the phone and said, that owner asshole just said that you're going to go with him and not go with me. And I go, where are you going? And he goes, well, I got nothing yet. I'm like, yeah, I'm staying where I get paid. And he goes, fuck you. I never want to talk to you again. I'm going to kill you. That was 10 years ago. So Ben asked me, how is that guy doing?
He still seems very angry at you, Pat. I don't know what you did to this man, but we was at therapy together.
Well, I hope so, because I'm pretty sure John's dead. So,
damn, yo. Killer be killed out in this comedy game in Connecticut, huh?
My best John Kalish story is when I first was working for him, he had a Thursday nights he would do Latino night, and he had me host it. And, yep. And he called it Latinos, which I give him credit.
Hilarious.
He knows a man with a pun.
You know what? Yeah, he's on board. I'm on board. I was out, but I'm back in.
It was me and Darren Rivera. Darren is Latino, but he's Puerto Rican, but he doesn't speak Spanish. So the two of us are the hosts. And then we would try to get some
you're saying
comics.
Darren Rivera, Puerto Rican, doesn't speak Spanish? I don't think I've ever heard him mention either of those things.
No, he doesn't bring it up throughout his I forgot that you'd seen him. I forgot he was at the recording. And I was like, wait, dude, that's funny because he really does. And they're like, oh, shit. For those who don't know why we're laughing, he says it throughout his.
And to be clear, not knocking Darren. He's a killer, great comedian, very funny, but he does.
And a great
that
guy.
is his,
I mean, yeah.
If Gino calls people a faggot, he says he's Puerto Rican and doesn't speak Spanish.
Right, yeah, it just doesn't stop all the time. So, but so we were hosting this show on a Thursday, and he would pay us $50 each cash after the show. So the audience was there. John disappeared to the back little room where it was like where the office was, and it was locked, and I had a key, and I'd go in there because I had just started working there. Now, on this show, for the weekend, our headliner for the weekend was Angel Salazar. Do you know who Angel Salazar is?
I sure do.
Good. For those who don't know, Angel Salazar was Chi-Chi in the movie Scarface. And that's the last thing Angel Salazar has done.
That's literally still how you bring up Angel Salazar on the stage. He was Chi-Chi in Scarface. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who that is, you'll will in a second. Angel Salazar.
And by the way, if you're like, wait, I've watched Scarface, I don't remember Chi-Chi. He's the one who went, hey, Tony, get the yayo. And that's it. That was like his line. He just told him to get the yayo, and that means cocaine. And by the way, some people say, is he a good actor? Well, he's obviously a method actor because he never stopped getting the yayo. Like, this guy got the yayo all the time. So when I walk into the back, the door's closed and you can hear noises. Now, I think I might have said this before, but there was a younger female comic that was an open micer wanting to get gigs and stuff, and John would always be like creepy around people and stuff. So we go to the back, and I go to open the door and it's locked. We're yelling to him, and Darren's like, "Oh, we'll just come back later." I go, "Fuck this! I'm getting paid. We just did Latino night. Fuck my life. I just need to go home." You know, at that point, I was still married. I had like an hour drive home.
Need to show something for this disaster.
Yeah, seriously. Like, even though I didn't even need the money at the time because I was doing well, I was living in a house, all that kind of shit. It was just like, I just need this to be done. Just give me enough of this shit. And I was like, I've been working there a couple of weeks. I'm already not impressed with anything. Like, whatever. And so I have the key and I open it up. And on one chair, sitting there facing me with his plaid shorts around his ankles, is John Kalish, who looks kind of like a little stronger Joe Pesci. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it is, like curly hair, Italian guy.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
But like a little more fire. Like if the guy who played the Thing, Chiklis.
Pesci.
No,
yeah.
Mike Chiklis, whatever it is, Michael Chiklis. If Chiklis and Pesci had a baby and it had a curly hair, that's what it looked like. Oof. So, but old, and he's
very
got his
dense
pants down around his ankles. In between him and someone else is the woman who was trying to get better at spots, with her mouth on John. On her back is cocaine, and behind her on a chair is Angel Salazar, getting ready to eat that ass. And So Darren turns away, and I just go, "Give me my fucking money." So John goes into his pockets and takes the 250s and puts on her back. I have to take it off her back. I go, "Hello, Kristen," and then, and then I close the door and lock it back up. And 3 days later, John was asked to leave that place. So the next open mic, this girl shows up and goes, "Where's John?" I go, "It's gonna be a different way for you to get those spots now."
Oh, fuck.
All that work for nothing. But
That whole carnival you went through.
yeah, and that's it. By the way, that's the last time I also saw Angel Salazar. But anyway, then from November 21st, by the way, for anyone thinking, because I can feel it now too, this does feel like we set this up so I can tell stories in between, but it's just working. So maybe Ben is better than I thought. Maybe Ben knew he's helping us without being here. December 12th, which is like, a week ago. Pat, I'm doing a 30-minute set, headlining for the first time in early 2024. I'm super nervous. I looked at it. I didn't respond. I'm scared the audience will laugh at me because my memory is bad. Which is kind of funny because, like, you want the audience to laugh. Why would you think about why they're laughing? Why don't you just... They don't know your jokes. They don't know your memory. Just take the laughs.
Yeah, and if you're Ben, take any laughs.
Right, but also...
Because he's very funny. He just needs to not look at why people are laughing.
But why would he think that they're laughing at, haha, he can't remember? Unless he's yelling out, "I don't remember nothing." Like how would they know?
That's what was going to happen. Pat, he was going to do his first material and then go, "I can't remember my set.
I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
I knew I shouldn't have been writing letters to all those hookers in prison. Why are you laughing?"
Now, when we had Ben on, I never asked him this before. How old do you think Ben is as a man?
I'd say 38.
Okay, probably you're obviously closer than what I thought. I thought he was like 33 or something like that. But like, yeah, it wouldn't make any sense. I met him almost 12 years ago. I thought he was super young. I guess he wasn't as young, but that's probably around there. Because his next line is after that. And I need a cheat sheet or Cliff Notes. And I was very shocked at Cliff Notes, because Cliff Notes, I've learned, is like the Uncle Jesse test. Where if I ask a young girl, who's Uncle Jesse, I would think you would first say the guy from Dukes of Hazzard. But younger people, some would say, "Oh, from Full House." And then really young people you shouldn't sleep with, go, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." It's a great test to know their ages. But him saying Cliff Notes, they call it something else now. But Cliff Notes are the Spark Notes. But yeah, Cliff went out of business, I guess, and now Spark's in. But Days goes, "Any advice?" with a slash after advice. No words after that. Just any advice, slash. And I didn't answer, and he's put a question mark.
Advice number 1, have a second part of your slash.
Yeah. Slash what? Advice / insults? Advice / suicide hotline? Like, what's the slash for? And then it's just a question mark, and then we're done. And I didn't say shit.
So my messages with Ben, which I think are equally important,
Okay. Yes.
start on January 22nd of this year, is where we'll start with, "I blocked Pat." I said, "Why?" He didn't respond for a day. I said, "What happened, Ben?" He said, "He was being an asshole." Then February 13th, he sent me ARDFSKLFJ ;DSJ.
Oh, that's perfect.
I responded with, "Sup, homie?" No response.
Yeah.
Then Sunday, "I can't sleep. What are we even doing here?" No response. Then today, at 5:07 p.m., I said, "You sleep yet?" Or this is 8:07 because my computer's on California time. He didn't respond. I said, "Ben, I need an update." He didn't respond. At 8:15, I called him. He did not respond. And then I sent him the StreamYard link, and he still has yet to respond. But he is online.
You sent him the StreamYard link?
I just figured it'd be hilarious if he popped in this show.
Oh, my God, dude. I don't want that.
Hey,
ever.
Pat.
Oh, fuck. Thank God he doesn't have internet, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it says he's online, but
Yeah,
you would
at
think
the
somebody who
library or
always
something.
wants to talk.
He blocked me because the year before I had to block him or whatever, he blocked me because he kept asking me every day for advice, and I really was trying to help him out. I felt bad for him, schizophrenic, all that shit, and I was giving him a bit of advice. here and there, but he wouldn't listen to it ever. And then he just started like getting like real weird. Like he would go on stage when I'm at open mics like and insult me and bring up old shit, and then he would turn to me and go, "Pat, I need help with it." I'm like, "Yo, man, you're being an asshole to me," but he doesn't understand that. And also, I know this sounds like a little gay, but every time he would just message me and go like, "Yo, Pat, this, yo, Pat, this," and I'm like, "Can you at one time just be like, hey, Pat, how are you?" Like one time. Can you just pretend like I'm a human before you just act like I'm the thing that owes you something? And he was like, okay. And then 4 days later, at like 3:30 a.m., he writes, "How are you?" And then writes a whole thing where he just needed me to tell him something. And I'm
How
like,
are you?
done.
Because right now I need advice in this situation. And
Right. And I was just like, hey, man, I'm tired of your shit. You never learn. You just don't listen. You're not applying yourself. Fuck off. I'm done. And then he blocked me. Wait. Chris. Wait. I had no idea Bobby goes to the same barber as Kevin Dombrowski. Learn something new every day.
ah, man, I wish it was the barber. It's the stress from the computer at Compound freezing every show and me having to restart mid-show, Chris. I'm just kidding.
I don't get the barber thing.
Oh, I got a haircut, and I'm look bald like Dombrowski now.
But I'm also bald.
But you're always like this is sure.
Well, so is Kevin Dombrowski.
Yeah.
So I don't even understand. I mean, Chris, I appreciate it. But if you're going to come to our show and insult my man's head, at least compare it to this bald head and not some other guy who's not on the show's head. I'm the bald head in this scenario.
Now, perhaps it's because you've always been bald, and Chris has seen Kevin with hair and then shaving.
Well, I have not always been bald. I'm not dying of cancer. I had hair a lot.
I'm just going to assume you came out of the womb like that, buddy.
Oh, okay. I'll take this.
Yeah. That's kind of what I figured.
What's locking up?
The computer. It was just a joke, Chris. No worries. Usually if we shut it off at night, it's not a problem.
Oh, at
Chris built
Compound.
computers at Compound. Yeah. So I was giving him a hard time saying my hair fell out because the computer was freezing. It was just, it's all good.
Nice. Well, that's good. Compound, are you guys off this week or next week?
Next week.
Nice. You got just are you doing holiday shows?
No.
I know every year, like, so one of them does a holiday thing. No one's doing any holiday things.
Morning may have one in the can.
They're the
but
one.
I would say the two staple holiday shows that would occur every year, neither one were asked to be done, and no support was given. So if you feel like maybe there's a Christmas thing or a game show you look forward to every year, you know who to blame.
To blame? I don't think you have to blame anyone.
I would blame the guy who looks most like Santa.
By the way, speaking of blame, I blame you for letting people think it's all right to make fun of our friend Avery Quinn.
Wait a second. We're going to make fun of Avery?
No, I'm saying you are the reason other people of your friends think they can now, I think, because you are mean and you are a person that people look up to.
Oh. I don't know which one of those statements is more false, dude.
I'm leaving
that
it.
People look up to me or that I'm mean.
Now, Avery Quinn is going to be on the New Year's Eve show I'm doing in Derby on New Year's Eve. Now, if you don't have your tickets to New Year's Eve show, you can't go because we sold it out today already. With 12 days left, already sold out. Very excited about that. So
that's got to be a great feeling to have the show you're supposed to have on New Year's sold out 12 days in advance.
Oh,
that's
dude,
awesome,
I know
dude.
you're like,
I'm so happy for you.
yourself. Yeah, I know, but it is a big relief. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
Like,
do you not remember last year? Where we were supposed to be together on New Year's Eve and we didn't sell any tickets.
Yes. Okay.
I'm
You
just
know
saying,
what?
it must be nice to have your shit locked down this year.
What's funny? I completely forgot that was a thing. Like 100%.
Oh, yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit. So I posted. I say, hey, it's sold out. Thank you, everybody. Can't wait to see you at the show, whatever. And Andrew Glessner, friend of the show, and hilarious man, and good, and just great man, and also makes me laugh. Just writes, sold out even with Avery on the bill.
Attaboy, Glessner.
So then I write back, Andrew Glessner, Connecticut recognizes talent, unlike you PA swine. And then he laughs at it and goes, buddy, we can't even spell talent or PA. And then I responded, oh, my bad, stupid autocorrect. I was trying to call Avery a swine. So I leaned in too, because in the big turn, the M. Night Shyamalan twist, I'm also going to shit on Avery. Glessner goes, he's going to be really upset once someone tells him what that word means. And then Avery jumps in and says, what word means, Andrew? I hope it doesn't mean anything offensive. That's why we all love Avery Quinn, by the way. It's just, but I'm excited to have him on the show. My buddy Mott's. It's going to be sold out already. We actually even had to add a couple tickets because some people, old people, are like, we don't know how to use the internet. It's like, fuck you. Yes, you do. Old people know how to use the internet. What are you doing? I see them use it all the time.
Yeah, it's like there's going to be a point where our generation is pretending like we don't know how to use the internet. Like, remember old people in phones for a while? They didn't know how to use phones or TVs. Now there are still people who are like, I don't know how to use the TV. I'm old. It's like, you've had a fucking cable TV your whole life.
Yeah. I never knew how to program a VCR. I still figured out phones and the laptop. Like, it's just, you don't commit to a thing you don't think is going to be there forever. You know what I mean? That's all I take it as. But I'm about to be 50 years old. I am old people. And my people my age took over Facebook. We know what we're doing. So if you're 70, you still fucking get, like, I know an 80-year-old who has a good Facebook page. And she posts fun things about her family. She gets how to post a picture. They can make emoji shit. They can do everything else. They know what they're doing. If you can't figure out the fucking internet by now, you probably didn't do well in life. You're probably still alive because you exerted nothing. You know what I mean? It's people that tried, they die earlier because they tried things. If you're just a dolt and a goon and you can't get through life because you're just a miserable bum, that's what happened. You made it till 90 because you're just a cockroach just drifting on a raft of life in your own sludge. Fuck off. Anyway, back to you, Bobby.
I kind of see that.
All right, now
Sorry.
Terry Nee has a question. I don't know anything about this. Did I see Bobby protesting Santa at the Toronto Mall? Were you protesting Santa?
I don't know what that means.
There's got to be a picture of somebody. I hate to say it. It's probably a picture of someone short. I would guess Terry's thinking it can't be a black man or a handsome fellow.
It's probably a Muslim of some sort as well.
Oh, dude. Do you... I guess you have Muslim vibes.
I used to be able to play both sides. Like, I have some Jewish
Muslim
features,
and what? And Jew?
Muslim, white, whatever you need.
You can play Jew.
With the right hat on, I could be a MAGA dude with my beard. Like, it all, whatever riot was going on, I'm not getting jumped. Now, everybody just assumes I'm the enemy. The Muzzies look at my nose and go, The Jews look at my beard and go, The Christians are like, you talk about stuff way too much to be one of us.
I can't pull off anything besides cop, drunk, or librarian in a jail. I think that's all my look does.
Librarian in a jail, I feel good.
Yeah, because I have the glasses, I've got the goatee a little bit, and I'm like, I've been here long enough to know what to do and what not to do. You stay out of people's business, you read the books, you learn how to get yourself 5 less years. That's what you do. I feed birds. I go to the yard, older guys play basketball, they get too tired, and then when they get butt raped, they can't fight it off. When you're feeding the birds, you get strong forearms, and you can fight off. It's the same way as jerking off 2 dudes. Like, when you're feeding the birds and throwing the bread, it's just like jerking off. And then that way, I just pretend like I close my eyes, and I'm jerking off dudes, and I'm like, I'm feeding the birds, and then when they come in my face, I pretend like it's just the birds spitting out bread. And I get through my days.
I guess to each their own?
Well, to reach around their own. That's what I say. And I reach around and I own it.
Guess Bobby sleeps in PJs with a dynamite bomb. He looks more Arab than effing Arabs do.
Well, no, then he wouldn't look Arab. The Arabs would look Bobby if that was the case. You know what I mean? If you look more Arab than Arabs would be like, yo, I'm Bobbying it up right now.
I like to think this is pretty much what Jesus would have looked like.
You?
Yeah.
But he had sweet abs. You don't have sweet abs.
We're so
You've
close,
been working
dude.
out, but you're not
We
having
are
abs.
so... No, I have abs. They're
6?
just not 6 of them yet. No. There's
All
2.
right, well, you don't have Jesus
And they're kind of lopsided. When I was down to like 180, when I was pushing 175, I had abs. They weren't pretty.
Wait, what are ugly abs?
You're like, oh, those are ab. Like, all right. I
I had ab. That's a bit somewhere. I've heard it before. I got ab.
I got a whole keg. Yeah,
Yo,
that's fun
motherfucker,
looking.
I got ab. I got shrimps and I got ab.
But like, I have a Buick, right? That's a car, but we've also seen Mustangs.
Yeah, but they're both
that's how my
cars.
abs were. Yeah, they're both abs. One's just
ab
a
is
lot
not
better looking than the
abs.
other. No, when I was 175, I had abs.
I had abs at one point, but like, I also have a hair on my stomach, so it didn't matter to have abs because it was still gross. You know what I mean? I realized like, it's never gonna. I'm not gonna shave my stomach or my body, so I'm gonna have hair on my abs, so it doesn't work.
You don't shave your body?
No, I don't shave my body. We talked about this. You shave your ankles when you tape them up, but you don't shave your body.
I mean,
Your body, not your fucking junk. Your body.
some parts.
Torso, back,
Back.
cheeks.
I do the back.
You don't shave your own back. Someone has to do that for you.
No, the worst part, I just get it right here, so I
The
can barely
reach?
reach it with the razor. Yeah, it's not fun, but I
You
get
have a
it.
mirror at least?
I do. It's a tiny little circular one.
And then you
And
look
then
at that into another mirror?
No, I can kind of see it.
You don't really shave your back, do you?
Yeah,
Why?
I literally did this morning.
Wait, do you have like, when you have hair, do you have like a lot of hair on your back?
Enough that it needs attention.
I think I have a little bit. I mean, people have told me, not a lot. What's up, Kish? I get a little bit, like each shoulder blade, like not the shoulder blade, yeah, the things that poke out, yeah, the shoulder blade thing, and a little bit above the small of the back, almost like a tramp stamp of a light bit of hair, but not a lot, like a Bermuda Triangle of fucking little patches. But I don't have a full thing of hair. And it's not like a tuft or anything. Like my front is a tuft, like on my chest, right in my cleavage is a fucking like a mohawk, and then I have hair on my stomach. So that part I wouldn't want to shave, but the back, it's not even worth doing anything to. I'm not like a Chewbacca sweater, but it's not a good time.
Now, do you taper your chest when you shave that?
Taper?
Like, do you know, like how girls do with their faces to make it look like they're not fat cunts? You could do that.
Wait,
with
there's
your
a
chest
way to
make-
not look like a fat cunt?
You've never seen women contour where they make it look like their cheeks they put shadow in to make it look like their cheek is sucked in, Pat.
Whoa,
Dude, these
that's
bitches
why they
are
do
out
it?
here fucking lying. They started with Eve and that snake, and they fucking got good at it.
That's why they do it? To not look like fat cunts?
Yeah.
Whoa.
You can contour anything away, dude.
Contour.
Yeah, they should start doing that. Make it look a little tighter in
Yeah.
there. Fucking Perkins waitresses.
What are we saying? Hello, people? I don't know.
They're saying, hey, they were
They're just
late.
being
What's up,
friends.
Kish? What's up, Luke? We're
I
glad to
take
have you guys
glasses
here.
off. I don't care.
You're good. I'm just shouting them out.
No, you do that because I can't do that. Oh, Luke's in there. Oh, what's up, buddy? We got to have him back on. It's been a while since we had him
That would
on.
be fun, yeah.
Wait, was
do
he
have
good
Chris-
or did he suck?
No, he
I'm
was
kidding.
good.
I'm
Luke was
kidding.
good.
I wouldn't say that.
He's not one of them.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
die.
Chris did say we don't need you in makeup.
The bad ones die. The worst guest we ever had died.
When did Luby die?
Not the worst guest. She's the worst conversation I've ever had, but she's not the worst guest.
Wait.
So what's this week for you coming up? No compound, so you got business. Are you going back home? Are you hitting the mics in the city? What do you got going on? How are you going to stay busy?
So I am not going to be hitting the mics in the city.
Okay.
We've talked about that. That's not something I do. I may go back and try to hit a mic Thursday in PA just because I like those boys. And
You're
it's
going to be
a
home for
different
the
scene.
holidays, though?
So my family's going Friday and Saturday to Ohio to see everybody, and I'm not going to do that.
Why
That's
not?
my
You get
Christmas
gifts
present.
and maybe a stocking.
Nah, it would be nice. I have a gig Friday. I have to tape for something. Like I have to record somebody, but I have to do that, and then they're not going to be back until late Saturday, and why go waste time? So I'm going to head in Sunday. And then that following week, I got a bunch of gigs. But if you're looking for something to do this weekend, and you have a family who enjoys comedy, I have a family-friendly, clean comedy show you could see.
Boo!
Where there's some headliner I don't know.
My
but
family likes sex. We like to fuck in my family. We want dirty ass family. We want one branch on our family tree. We want straight incest fucking comedy. Bring it to me, Bobby.
I would say Oates family, you've mission accomplished.
That
But
wasn't Oates family. I was a character, you asshole.
You know, it's
my
featuring
acting
on that
skills.
show. It's Avery Quinn is featuring at the dojo, so we're allowed to make fun of him because I hooked him up with that gig.
Oh, you mean Mr. Sellout? Because he
Yeah.
sells out all the shows, baby. Not the other reason.
You could see the swine comic of Connecticut, Avery Quinn, at the Dojo of Comedy, where coincidentally they serve very good ribs.
And then Bobby will be there smiling next to him, and they'll be called Swine and Cheese. Pow, that's their new name. Swine
like
and
that.
Cheese. But because next week we gotta work out logistics of recording and shit. But this is the most wonderful time of the year for a part-time radio guy when all the good people get to spend time with their families. I will be on the air on PLR from 3 to 7 p.m. Christmas Eve, and then the whole week the day after Christmas up until New Year's Day, 3 to 7 every day, except for New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve I'll be on 10 to 3, and then I'll have my New Year's Eve show, and then Christmas Day I think I'm on, or New Year's Day I'm on 3 to 7. So the next 8 days I'm just on the radio at the worst time. Like, yes, I am thankful and all that shit, whatever, but literally you go in when it's light, you come out when it's dark. Fuck you.
It's
you really
the worst
can't do
shift.
much.
It really is tough.
But I've got shows Thursday. I'm at Comics again. At Mohegan Sun, I'll be there. My son is coming to Mohegan Sun, which is fun because he's home from college. So he's gonna come. He likes to watch those bringer shows because he likes to laugh at people's lives ruined. It's his favorite thing. Just watching grown men try. He loves it so much. So we're gonna go. That's a show on Thursday. At Friday, I'm in Norwalk at the Burger Bar. I know there's still tickets to that. There should be a good time there as well. And then all my radio shit starts after that, and then I have New Year's Eve shows and stuff. But it's sold out, so I'm fucking happy. That makes me feel good that it is sold the fuck out. Now this Friday, I had a show, and it sold out, and which was great. I've had a couple in this dumb little town. I've been selling out a bunch of shows, which is nice. Now it's not just because of me. I do sell a couple tickets. I'm happy with the radio thing and all that, but it's mostly because I've been booking some people that I know will get people to come. Now, this kid's a good kid, so I'm not trying to shit on him. I'm not going to say his name, whatever. But so I get a message about a month ago from somebody, and they said, Bobby, I'm sure if you probably get this from like being on Compound. Like, when somebody wants to do something and they don't understand how it works, and they ask you a question, you can kind of tell right away, oh, you've never done this or that before, whatever. But you kind of, they're not bad people, so you kind of like lean into it. He was like, hey, I would like to perform at your Riverwalk social comedy event. Like, talking like an alien, first of all, doesn't work. Second of all, it's just the name of a restaurant. It's not a comedy event or a club. It's some dumb restaurant, a showcase I put on where I charge $10 a ticket. And I was like, he's like, I'm a comic. I'd like to perform there. I have friends in the area. I said, and all I had to hear was friends in the area. And I'm like, well, seriously, I said, he goes, well, how would I go about that? I go, well, if you want to be on this date, whatever I get to them, you can be on it. Because I tell people flat out, there's not really pay in it, but young comics who are getting 5 minutes, I give you 10. And you don't have to do 10, you can do 8, you can do whatever. I let you get more time in front of people, whatever experience. Now, I pay one or two people at the end to close it out and do a little bit more time. But even those people are usually comics who aren't getting a chance to do 20, 25 minutes. They're doing like 15. I'm letting them, it's a show I'm doing, A, to help out young comics in the community, B, to be a cheaper show for me to put on, so I can make a couple bucks to put it on, and I can use it as an open mic for myself. But C, I've been using that to see people grow, and then as my minor leagues, I use it to move over to the other place I book where I'm putting on a regular comedy show to kind of have like a filter to kind of build people. I don't tell them all that, and I'm saying it here, but don't worry. Anyone I've ever booked has never been good enough to move over, so fuck off. Anyway,
you hear that, Avery?
Yeah, Avery's already at the other place. Never did the other one, so he's fine. But yes, when someone's good, I don't do it to them unless they want the spot and they want to make $50 and work on a 20. Then I'll let them do it just for the heck of it. But the kid messaged me and said, I want to be on it. And I go, sure, I'll put you on the show. Then I do a group message when I get it all booked. Everyone's always in there. I'm like, hey, here's the flyer. The link's coming soon. We still have time, like a month or so. You don't really start promoting yet, but like, I'd like you to at least share it a little bit. It's not a bringer in any way, but it's like the promote, And that kid right away messages a second, goes, I need everyone's Instagram handles so I can tag everyone on Instagram so I can let people know about the show, whatever. And I just right away, because I know the other comments, like, what the fuck? I just wrote, hey, man, I will share it on Instagram. You can look at it, and if you want to tag them based off that, fine, but you don't need to be in charge of anything, whatever. And then, like, once a week, he's kind of like, hey, how are ticket sales? And I'm like, not tell me dirt, none of your concern. I'll let you know when it's sold out. He said, well, I'm really promoting. I even took out ads. And I'm like, all right, well, I hope you don't expect anything out of that. I didn't ask you to do that. I mean, I'm sure your ads aren't targeted at all in the right spots, but I don't say any of that. I'm like, appreciate it, but no, slow your roll. You're doing 5 fucking minutes on a fucking shitty showcase. You know, no offense to the place, whatever. It's what it is. Day before the show, we are sold out. And I don't know who he's brought to the show, who other guys have gotten who bought tickets, but we're sold out. It's not a big venue. I usually cap it at like 45 to 50. I knew some walk-ins were coming in, whatever. About 50 people in this small little restaurant. So I message everyone and I say, you know, we're sold out, whatever. Then he private messaged me, not in the group this time, and just goes, hey, can I have the list of everyone that bought tickets to the show? And then I did the thing that you said, and it's been the theme of us for a while. What are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing here, buddy?
Yeah, what are we doing? I actually just wrote, why? Why would I do that? He's like, well, I would think that it would help me to know my audience and know everyone and kind of look them up to perform. And then I wrote back, hey, have you ever done comedy before? And he writes back, nope, this is my first time. I'm like, all right, man, appreciate your hunger. Fucking just focus on your act. He's like, I'm sure it's going to be solid. I've been running it through. About 10 minutes going to be great. And I'm like, you just relax. You don't worry if it's good. Don't worry about anything else. You don't want to know your audience. Like, imagine, dude, if you went to a show, you bought a ticket. You're just going to laugh your troubles away for a minute. And then some guy goes up there and starts talking to you about shit on your Facebook or wherever you got research. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, that would be so insane. You would be like,
here we got
Tom.
Tom. I found his account on Tinder. Good luck, babe. Think he's cheating on you.
You don't look like the girl in the porn Tom's in. Wow, it's weird because Tom has 2 OnlyFans accounts, but only for Puerto Rican women. Man, you look Irish. That's weird. But okay, anyway. Maybe you have Puerto Rican feet.
When I was pretending to be a woman last night, Tom said he was single.
To be fair, last night wasn't the only night I pretended to be a woman. I'm just saying, last night I pretended.
Last night.
Yeah, I don't want you to think it was my first rodeo, unlike comedy, which is my first rodeo.
Oh, look at this stupid bitch. Her mom's got cancer. Roasted.
Can you do cameos? I want to go to like Sloan Kettering and places like that and go, if we have a couple ways of dealing with this for your family. We have this outreach program, and also have you heard of Bobby Tamburo's cameos? And then you just message your cousin, and how do you tell him? Yo, look at this stupid bitch. You got cancer.
Yo, knock knock.
Who's there?
Cancer. It's in your spleen.
Oh,
You got 8 months to live.
I didn't get to say who. That'd be the best part. Say, I didn't even get to do the joke part. Well,
We could try again. Knock knock.
no, you should do it that way.
No. I'm saying in the thing. We could do the joke again, ma'am. Don't worry. I'll let you do who's there this time. Knock knock.
No, who's there?
Not you.
Oh,
6 months.
no! Yeah,
Cancer's fucking moving fast.
done. It's a cancer's jokes like cancer are unpredictable. Opinions are like assholes. Both of them have cancer. Enjoy your colon cancer.
What's great is you don't know what I'm going to do next. We do know what the cancer's going to do. Kill you.
Yep. Don't worry though. I will point to the sky when I come in 95th in that 5K in your honor. So anyway, the night of the show happens, and you know it's a big turnout, and we had local celebrities like the state representative of the town I live in that came to the show, which was fucking weird to come to that comedy show. Yeah, I have one where I charge $20. You can't go to that one, but you can charge them a $10 shit show. Okay. And I had some younger comics that were going to be on, and somebody were going to be okay. But out of the 50-something people, that new guy, he probably brought like 30 of them. So he did go all out. But it was like, are they going to be a good audience? And not shitting on them, because we've all been there. You're brand new. You don't know comedy. In your head, you've got these great things. Now, he is a veteran, younger guy, but a veteran. So he is served. He brings that up. Nothing wrong with bringing that up. We all know his comics. We hate it because it's an ultimate quick clap, and you got them on your side. It's a superpower you can use, but it's kind of a cheap shot. But he's so brand new, he wasn't doing cheap shots. He was literally being himself. Now, if you're gonna bring that up in a 5 to 7 minute set, you think you bring it up at the end. You wouldn't bring it up, and after you say that and they cheer, you have one more joke, and that one more joke is, so what's up with Kobe Bryant dying on a helicopter?
I like the setup. Let's hear the punchline.
It was just, that's fucking crazy, right?
Damn. That joke crashed and burned, kind of like Kobe on a helicopter. All right, folks, that's my time.
By the way, this is the way you're brought up for now.
Sloan Kettering. Shout out the Nader.
Proudly presents Bobby Zamperone.
I like, you didn't see it earlier, Baldessano was like, Bobby just threw his hat in the ring for the next Shriner ad.
Oh, there you go. Sorry.
I just want to give him credit.
Knows.
Shout out the Nader.
I can't see anything without the glasses on, so I just leave that to Bobby. So if I do ignore your chats, I'm sorry. I'm just so blind I don't want the glare coming off.
And I'm too humble to point out they were talking about how good we were at comedy earlier for like 10 minutes, so that's why we didn't bring any of that up.
I'll scroll back up.
Dude, I dare you to.
All right, whatever. Anyway, so I appreciate everybody. Whatever. I don't know how to take compliments. I just got yelled at about that recently.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, like that's why I didn't bring it up. We don't know how to take it.
I actually had a 5-minute conversation with somebody about that. Like, why can't you take compliments? After the show, everybody was complimenting you. I go, it's all based on lies and selfishness. They're doing it for their own needs. No, they're not. I'm like, yeah, they are. It's never just you're funny. It's like, oh, you're so funny. Remember when you said this thing that affects me? I'm like, well, fuck you. It's not about you. Get out of here. I don't care. You're clapping and you're laughing was all I need. Get the fuck out of here. But you guys,
look,
wonderful.
You dumb bitch. It's one of two things. Either they're lying because they want something, or they find me funny and I don't respect them anymore. So it's a lose-lose situation.
By the way, that would be a better counter. Look, you dumb bitch who's trying to help.
yeah. That's how you get him to stop complimenting.
So when when he gets off stage and I grab the mic, another rookie mistake, not his fault. He walked right into the audience and started like shaking people's hands that knew him and stuff while I'm trying to get ready to bring up the next comic and do a joke. So I couldn't just let it go because it would have fucked the show up. But for people that don't know in comedy, you don't do that. Even if people do like you, you walk away. You go in the back. The reason why you don't see them until afterwards is so the audience can now focus on the next person. It's respectful, and then afterwards they can shake hands or whatever. Even if you're like a brand new and you don't sit with them because your friends are naturally gonna want to talk to you and congratulate you even if you suck, and be your friend and be your support. But then you're ruining it for the next comic, and then everyone talks and then it ruins everything. So I just went, hey man, sit the fuck down, and he goes, well, he's a veteran, and I go, I don't give a fuck. And I go, oh, your service. And every kind of laughed. And I just said, I sang Proud to be American for like 1 second. And then they started walking away. And he had mentioned in his act that he had PTSD. And he just goes, whatever, man. Fuck you. Try to be funny now. Like, he's joking. He's not being a dick. He's just trying to get out of it as a new person. Say
be
whatever. Be
funny and keep the show moving. Yeah.
And I was like, I relate, man, because I have PTSD from your fucking act. Dude, the whole place is with us. And I kind of like smiled, like, are we good? Because like you did just help me pay my rent.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be too much of a dick.
Yeah.
And he did great. The other thing that someone said, and this is my new thing I've been getting, and we'll get done probably off this unless you have something else. But
I got one last little thing. Sorry.
Cool. No, sorry. I got nowhere to go. We're having fun. We're probably doing, just so everyone knows, we're probably doing one tomorrow as well. This was actually a last second. We were like, we might do it today, so we'll probably do 2 this week and do one tomorrow. We'll just figure out the times and let people.
We'll do one maybe tomorrow.
Okay, you're not sure tomorrow?
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
50% chance.
Of rain?
Yep.
Nice. Well, even if you can't do it, maybe I'll do one where I just yell at people for a couple minutes and get the new year out of the way. Because who knows about next week? Anyway, when I've been on radio, when I've been on Compound, when I've done anything that's in front of new audiences, when I'm brand new to it, I like anything, podcast, whatever. People like to or hardcore fans, like Bobby, insult you and tell you stink, but at the same time, it's because you're new to their world. Their world is watching Like when I was on Kumia, and they're like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And they still go, "Who the fuck's this?" Like all the time. Like, I've been on 15 times. If you're a subscriber, you know who the fuck I am at this point. But regardless, they always do that when you're new. I see it happen to other. Who the fuck's this fucking nobody? This guy's the fucking nobody. Says at nobody.com. Whatever. So it's like, who gives a fuck? But like they always point out, that I laugh, and I've addressed this many times. Well, he always laughs at his own jokes. Who's fucking unfunny fuck? It's like, well, no. I'm laughing at my own jokes. I actually find me funny, and I'm having a good time. I think it's serial killer-like when you tell a joke and you sit there straight face. That's what psychopaths do. You say something funny and you stare. It's not funny. You're a psycho. There's the difference. I laugh. I have fun. I'm stage wherever. I'm enjoying myself. I have a good time. If you and I sat here and told jokes and stared at each other, people at home would not laugh either. It helps fill the void, and it makes you laugh. And your car, all those things. So when I'm on radio, I laugh. But then people always at the beginning make fun of my laugh. But then they start to go, whoa, your laugh's like the best part. So more people know me, they start to compliment that. Now, I don't like either conversation. I hate your laugh, and I like your laugh. But I hate your laugh better because at least people only text that to me or write that underneath pictures of me, never to my face. Old women like to come up to me, and usually not attractive older women come up to me and go, I love your laugh. Oh my God. It's so
What are we doing
so
here?
fun. It's so sexy. Yeah. What are we doing? The theme of the show. What are we doing? You're old and gross. If you know my laugh, you know my stance on this. You're not supposed to be talking to me. You are the two things I don't like. Old and gross. And they'll say it all the time. At this show, a lady was fucking hammered, and she goes, I love your laugh so much. And I'm like, how do you know? You have a drinking problem. And she laughed at that. And it's like,
What do you love more, alcohol or my laugh, bitch? We could tell.
But it's like always brought up all the fucking time. And it's like, you could just enjoy it and then move the fuck on. You don't have to tell me. Same thing for men. And I'm not trying to be Mr. Open-Minded White Knight, whatever. But if a lady walks by with a sweet ass, you don't have to go find her on social media, put flame emojis underneath, and go, you have beautiful bottom. I love beautiful bottom. Your bottom wants to be on my face, yes? Like, no, don't do that. Just enjoy art. And then let the art go by. My laugh is Picasso. Her ass is fucking another guy. And Bob Ross, the two most famous artists in the world, Picasso and Bob Ross. And then you just move on. You don't got to say shit. Why do people feel like they got to say shit? I don't care about your shit. I wasn't talking about, and then I think you want me to comment you back. You don't got good shit. So what am I supposed to do?
Lie.
Oh, he did? He goes, oh, no, this one, I'm sorry.
Oh, so you put the one before it. Yeah, he did with Gino yesterday.
Oh, wow. So there was actually a good show, not with Stancil?
That was today with Stancil.
That's gay. Is it like Gay Tuesdays or whatever it's called?
I don't know. It's going to be the reason I kill myself. That or Chris's comment. One of those two.
But hey, well, he did good. I'm sure Chris did great.
Yeah, I'm sure Chris did fantastic. 5.1 million. There you go.
Yeah, but he's not even good.
He's pretty awesome.
No, he's an awesome guy. I mean, you could go to a park and watch an autistic paint the same way. He's got autistic moves.
He's not going to talk to you like that, though.
He might.
That's fair.
Someone showed me a video yesterday. Real quick, someone showed me a video yesterday. And they go, have you seen this video of Kramer? And I go, oh, yeah. And they're like, yeah, where he talks about chess. I'm like, oh, never mind. I was all pumped. They're like, wait, which one are you talking about? I'm like, the best one? What are you doing?
One.
You can't just say one where he talks about chess and being a chess master and playing a homeless guy. No, you got to be like the N-word, and then there's the chess one.
You know what my second favorite Kramer video is?
You know what my top two favorite ones are?
You know the first one, but the second one. Yeah.
All right, go ahead, sir.
So I've been doing some introspection this week. I had a bit of a upper respiratory thing. Haven't been able to smoke weed in 5 days.
Are you okay?
No. I am angry at the world.
No, I meant health, not your fucking bitter soul, you asshole. I meant your well-being.
So now I'm actually breathing better. It shouldn't be a problem. I probably could have smoked today if need be, but there are other effects like the anger, irrationality, those things. lack of patience. I went to GNC and was like, I just want a pre-workout without creatine. And
Did you
the
get
guy,
steroids now, finally?
no, the
Oh.
guy
Okay.
heard my request for no creatine, was like, well, what are your goals? And I just looked him in his eyes and was like, my goal is for you to show me which pre-workouts don't have creatine.
What the fuck, Bobby? That's rude. From a man who used to work at Dick's Sporting Goods,
So
you
then-
want to have a good answer.
He didn't fucking let it go. And I told him my goals, and then he tried to sell me some pills. And thank you, Dominic, for pointing out I don't want steroids. I want HGH. Sells me these skinny. He's like, here, take these weight loss pills, which every time you go to GNC, they try to sell you. So I ignore him. He finally gives me a pre-workout. Guess what? It has creatine in it. Go to the counter. The woman's like, oh, it'll be this much. The guy comes over. He's like, oh, you didn't want anything I wanted? And I was like, nah. To be honest with you, not a big fan of those pills. They don't work. And he goes, no, they work. And I just looked him dead in his eyes and was like, if they worked, why do you look like that?
Yeah.
And the woman behind, yeah, that's what I got from the one behind the counter. She laughed out loud and was like,
Yeah.
oh, shit. Just sell me. Anyway, so I've been angry. Were you, as an athlete, ever told this lie, that sports are a metaphor for life?
Yeah, all the time.
That's the biggest bullshit. I think it's led me to more problems than anything I've ever had. Right? All right, let's say, Pat, you played
Sports or
football.
life?
The metaphor, treating life like it's a sport.
Okay.
Right? All right. For instance, you finish your junior year, you're playing outside linebacker. They go, Pat, if you want to be outside linebacker ready next year, you got to put on this much weight, be this strong, XYZ. And you go out and you do all those things. You put in the work. You don't tell anybody about it. And then when you mission accomplished, you're the all-conference outside linebacker, whatever. Then you tell that story and people are like, oh, my God, that's so impressive and dedication, right? But let's say, similar thing, right? You have a girl and you're like, ah, God, what would I need to do that? If you then were to put in all that work with that inspired and you told that chick about it, she'd be like, you're a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Like, sports are not a metaphor for life.
Well, maybe sports are a metaphor for life because they're saying life would be better if we separated the men and the women.
I mean, yeah, men are better at it. Sorry, ladies.
Take that, females.
Yeah.
Fucking ladies. You're not good at
It's just
stuff.
like, all right, if you're in a sport, but your son wrestled, right?
Yeah.
If your son had an opponent who just kicked his ass every time he did it, you'd be like, hey, man, we got to figure out how to get... In life, you should just find something else to do. Like, you should give up if life kicks your ass every time you try to do something.
No.
Yeah.
That's the one time it does work, Bobby. If life knocks you down, you make lemonade.
If you go, I'm
just
going to
saying.
be... If you go, I'm going to be a gymnast,
Yeah.
and you're 7 foot tall...
Well, that's retarded.
You picked the wrong thing. Yeah, that's my point. Like,
No, but you said if my son was wrestling and he's a wrestler and he lost to one guy, you tell him to keep striving like Rocky Balboa and eventually it'll be a tie.
right. But I'm saying maybe your son should just be like, wrestling isn't for me.
But why? You didn't say he lost all the rest. He just lost to that one guy.
If every time I try to do cocaine, I have a heart attack, maybe I should stop doing cocaine. I shouldn't figure out a better way to do cocaine.
Well, maybe you should stop trying to do cocaine and just do cocaine.
That was a bad metaphor.
Do cocaine. I've never done cocaine.
It's...
Are you just fired up like an energy drink?
A little bit more than that.
Like lots of coffee?
No, it's more like whatever you're into, you're super into, and it doesn't feel like you're wasting your time. Like, you're like, oh, this is what I'm meant to be doing right now. This is awesome.
Oh, like I've never taken it, but like Adderall.
Yes. So Adderall would be like a diet Coke, pun intended, but it's spread out over a period of time. Coke will be like 10 minutes of that feeling.
What?
Yeah.
That's powers.
No, you think you don't.
I was like, you just don't? You just become a car jack?
You're just like, we need to change the tire right now. And you may not get it.
By the way, just so y'all clear, Chris afterwards said, "So I've heard," in parentheses. So he's not allegedly. He's just
Chris doesn't do coke. He just loves the smell.
I don't do coke. But if you want to do coke, join Bobby. I don't know. I don't know. That was a weird plug.
I don't do coke. That was a long time ago.
So there might be a show tomorrow. If you want to know if there's a show tomorrow, I will put it up as soon as we have a time. So all you have to do is subscribe to the channel. While you're here anyway, can you hit the like? That'd be wonderful of you. We appreciate that. The more views we get, please share these videos if you could, because the only way we're gonna get monetized now, we've got the people, we just need the fucking views. So if you could do that, all you gotta do is view it, share it, have them view it, whatever. We get enough views in, and then boom, we can start monetizing a little bit and have a little more fun with this. We appreciate everybody that watched tonight, but subscribe, like, all that fucking shit. But if you subscribe to it, they put the notification gay stuff on, whatever that fucking move is. When I post, hey, live show coming at so-and-so time, you'll know when it is, and you can watch. So there you go. Bobby, you got any shit besides what we already promoted?
Yeah, come see me hoping for Florentine at the dojo December 29th. I may be bringing a special guest, but he tends to get nervous when he has to leave his apartment in Staten Island.
He gets nervous?
He has vertigo.
Oh,
he might be there. He might be bochettiing.
You better vertigo to that show.
Oh, look at you, cowboy! Pat, tell the people where they can find jokes like that.
Well, first of all, if you want to help us out, like and subscribe. We call it the Boschetti Rub. If you want to do that, which, by the way,
the Boschetti Rub.
By the way, you don't want that on your meat. Like, don't ever buy the Boschetti Rub and put that on your ribs. It'll taste like his mom. You don't want that. So anyway. Yeah, this Thursday I'm at Mohegan Sun, 10 o'clock. So if you want to come to the comics there and see me perform, I'll be there. Friday, I'll be in Norwalk, Connecticut at the Burger Bar. A great lineup of comics around that show. And New Year's Eve, we're already sold out. Other things. I'll be on PLR all next week. You can listen to that. I'll be posting on my social media where I'm going to be, so we appreciate you. Any other fun things in here while we're going? Chris says Nostradamus saw that innuendo coming in 1645. I saw your mom coming in 1645. So because
you're old and she's old.
We're both old. And boom. But very happy that
roasted
your mom,
like the swine that is Avery Quinn.
But I'm also happy that your mom was able to find pleasure in her sex and come. A lot of women can't. So that's pretty great that your mom was able to feel good about herself. So
he just said you.
I know. I was like, but Kish, thank you. Chris, thank you. Who else?
Lucas, Dominic, everybody who chimed in. I did see one of Bobby's boys jump in at 1 second. I believe it was Scott. So thank you all. And
go check out BYB. They're doing good shit in their shows. Go check all the stuff Bobby Fran's doing as well. I got gifted a subscription, so I'll be watching more. I do anyway, but hey, that's pretty cool you guys did that. I appreciate you. They're great guys. I was just on a show. I forget the name of the fucking thing. God damn it. Fuck it. I'll share it later. I was on a show. It was fun. It was a good time. The guy who shows these things, he's a good dude. I think it's Jukebox Ginger on YouTube, but he's building a network. He's got like 6 or 7 shows on there now, and the one I was on with him was a lot of fucking fun. What he does is, Bobby, it's a fun idea. He takes he chats with you for a minute, but then he finds weird items on the internet, and then you kind of like discuss those and go, what the fuck are they? And there was some crazy shit like this, like this heat, like the hand warmers you wear when you're like outside, like football games. They made a heat shield version for your face, which looks like a welding mask, but it's just like complete heat, just blast. So it was fun. I'll share the thing. I'm sorry if I can't remember the name of the podcast.
Sounds awesome.
He was a good dude. Thank you guys for all. Check that one out. And hope maybe one tomorrow. If not, we'll have one next week. Everybody, if we don't talk to you, have a wonderful Christmas. Even if we do talk to you, have a wonderful Christmas. If you're Jewish, also have a wonderful Christmas. It's a day. You can enjoy the day. You don't have to like Christ. I don't like Christ. I like gifts and I like sandwiches. That's what I do on those days. Happy holidays, Kish. When are you guys going to do something out here? Because I'm too lazy to drive to see you hilarious bastards. Where is out here? Where is he?
Long Island.
Long Island. We can set that up. I know some people. We could do something. I've been wanting to go out there anyway. My buddy Jimmy, he could do something. Yeah, you met my buddy Jimmy. Maybe the 3 of us could do something. That'd be fun.
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
Show and do that.
Yeah,
we'll set something up. And Chris, if you know of any place that would like to have us, we'll come out there. We'll hang out with you. We'll do some shows. Let's fucking do that shit. Happy Kwanzaa, yes. Dominic.
Happy Kwanzaa.
We will leave
it on that. See you soon. And
Stay
if
there.
you can't join them, beat them and don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah, Kwanzaa. You eat your Kwanzaa corn.
Go see